Tonight on DC News Now at 9.
I will say it again, and I will keep on saying it. This is not just about Maryland. This is about the nation's economy.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore lays out a plan to rebuild the Key Bridge and get the Port of Baltimore back open as officials pause a search for the bodies of 4 workers. Also ahead, a coyote attacks 2 women in Montgomery County, and now we're learning what happened to that animal just hours ago. Virginia's governor shoots down a bill to legalize retail marijuana sales by 2025. White Glenn Youngkin says it would have been bad for the Commonwealth. And a day after the Alexandria Arena bill implodes, we're looking into what lies ahead for the space at Potomac Yard.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan. And we begin in Baltimore, where the road to recovery after Tuesday's devastating bridge collapse is getting underway right now. The state is getting a big boost from the feds. The U.S. Department of Transportation sending Maryland $60 million in emergency relief funding. This comes just hours after Governor Wes Moore made that request. The DOT says the money will pay for things like repairs, debris removal, and reconstruction on I-695 and the bridge. And tonight, Governor Moore says one of the main focuses for recovery is to reopen the channel that is blocked by that massive cargo ship. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg live tonight in Dundalk, the latest on that effort. And Daniel, they're really wasting little time getting to work.
Well, Chris, we just learned that a 1,000-ton crane will be coming in just a few hours here to start taking away pieces of the bridge. Now, the U.S. Coast Guard says this will not be a short process, and they say that they still have to complete their assessment to figure out how the bridge will be cut up into small pieces to lift them with the crane so they can reopen the waterways for the Port of Baltimore. Now, Senator Chris Van Hollen saying tonight the Army Corps of Engineers will cover the full cost of clearing the channel, and that 32 members are on the ground surveying the situation in addition to 38 contractors under the Navy's oversight working on the salvage operation. Governor Wes Moore says they'll need patience, but the job will get done.
The reality is that at this point, there are far many unknowns than knowns. And so the thing that we can say to everybody in our state is that this is a team that is coordinated. This is a team that is not just working hard, but working around the clock to making sure we get to a proper completion.
Now, today he did mention that he has given his team 4 main directives. 1 is to continue to focus on recovery. 2 is to clear the channel and open the channel for vessels, for those ships to come in and out of the port. 3 is to take care of all of the people affected by the crisis, including those families of the victims, the workers, and first responders. And 4 is to rebuild the Francis Scott Key Bridge. In addition to that 1,000-ton crane coming around midnight tonight, there will also be a 400-ton crane coming on Saturday. We're live in Dundalk. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, a lot happening in the next few hours. Thanks for that update. Meanwhile, other new details we're learning tonight. The U.S. Coast Guard is pausing dive operations and vehicle recovery efforts. This due to hazardous conditions caused by the wreckage and debris. First responders have observed a sheen around the vessel. And this comes as the NTSB continues to investigate on the cargo ship. Right now, they're inspecting the hazardous materials. The agency is saying 56 containers of hazardous materials were on board and some hazmat containers were breached. 2,400-foot boom is now in the water to contain leaks.
Before we sing our national anthem, written by Baltimorean Francis Scott Key, let us join together in a moment of silence for those who lost their lives.
Yeah, a moment of silence there at today's Baltimore Orioles home opener to honor the lives lost in the bridge collapse. And in the middle of the 3rd inning, the team honored 3 Maryland Transportation Authority police officers. They heroically stepped into action in the seconds before the bridge collapsed. Governor Moore says their courage, bravery, and quick thinking saved lives. Heroes indeed. All right, let's get a first check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Janessa, Friday's looking pretty good.
Yeah, we have this storm system that's now pulling out of the area. The only big problem that I see tomorrow that you're already starting to notice is the wind flow picking up across the region. The clearing starting to unfold farther to our west, and then it will shift in overnight. Here's that storm system, kind of the leftovers pushing into the Boston area, parts of New York City, but really kind of exiting the DMV. Really the center of low pressure still out towards North Carolina, and that will make its northerly track, allowing for winds to kind of pick up. We saw a good dose of rain out towards southern Maryland, at least 1/4 of an inch throughout the morning into your mid-afternoon. Our western communities remained on the dry side. Temperatures as well at the 9 o'clock hour at 50 degrees, upper 40s for Anne Arundel County. You make your way out towards northern Virginia, some partly cloudy skies right now from Culpeper into Fauquier County into the middle 50s. Here's going to be the big talker for the next couple days. Sustained winds, constant wind speed of 15 miles per hour right now, but we are forecasting potential of wind advisories likely to go into place starting tomorrow afternoon. So kicking off your morning, we're going to be back into the middle 40s, folks. We're going to warm up fairly quickly tomorrow, where daytime highs finally touching 60 once again. We have a very unsettled weather pattern for this holiday weekend. Some more rain for Saturday, then some clearing, and then another batch of rain. Lots going on. Let's talk about it coming up.
Okay, Janessa, thanks. We'll see you then. All new at 9, a coyote attacked 2 women in Montgomery County, has now been killed. Those attacks happened just 6 hours apart in separate areas of Burtonsville today. In the first case, a woman was taken to the hospital after the coyote attacked her near Watershed Park. In a second incident, a woman reportedly fought off and stabbed that animal. We're now told the coyote was shot and killed after being spotted on a trail. That animal will now be tested for rabies. Prince George's County Police shot a suspect during a robbery at a District Heights GameStop. It happened in the parking lot of that store on Silver Hill Road. Police say they were following 3 suspects in a carjacked car. When the suspects entered the GameStop, officers followed them inside. Police say the suspects were behind the counter and ran outside when they saw those officers. One police officer then fired his gun and hit a suspect in the leg.
They can be mental, it's traumatic. So this is not some non-violent offense when you're producing weapons and taking property from hard-working residents, hard-working citizens of our county.
Well, that suspect is now at the hospital and we're told is expected to be okay. A second suspect was arrested on scene. The third one got into the carjacked car, jammed an unmarked car, then took off, but was arrested a short time later in D.C. Police say 2 guns were found in the parking lot. Well, we have major news out of Virginia tonight. Governor Glenn Youngkin has vetoed a bill that would have legalized retail marijuana sales in the Commonwealth. Back in 2021, Virginia became the first southern state to legalize possession of marijuana, but selling it is not legal. We'll have much more on this story coming up from our Tosin Fikile in a few minutes. Meanwhile, in the district, 1 person is dead, 4 others hurt after a fire at a senior living apartment in Northwest. The flames broke out this morning at the Claridge Towers on 12th and M Streets. Among the 4 hurt, a firefighter. We're told none of the injuries, though, is life-threatening. Many of the building's seniors have mobility issues. We spoke with one woman who put her life on the line to save her neighbors.
I ran back in the building and got everybody off the 7th, 8th, and 9th. The ones that I couldn't help.
I'm worried because we all family in this building. And we care about each other.
Yeah, the Red Cross, you can see the flames here. The Red Cross is helping more than a dozen families who were impacted. As for the cause of that fire, it is still under investigation tonight.
In the end, I think it's great that they are going to be staying in downtown D.C. This just shows the city is behind them.
Well, excitement in D.C. continuing to build following the new arena deal that keeps the Caps and Wizards in Chinatown. And with the hope of a monumental move now out of the picture, Alexandria is pivoting to figure out what to do with the acres of land that would have been the new home for the Capitals and Wizards. It's already got a lot of people talking about some challenges. Our Northern Virginia reporter Max Marcilla joining us live from the site at Potomac Yard tonight. And Max, there's about 1.5 million square feet of that land ready for development there. So any ideas what this could come next?
No, not yet, Chris, though the city is in talks with some entities trying to figure out exactly what they will do with this land where an arena would have been. It's the land between the metro station and what will be the Virginia Tech Innovation Campus. Tonight, Alexandria says whatever does come here will be a much smaller project than what it thought would be coming. The potential of a monumental move and making this rendering a reality in this space is over, and the focus is shifting to what's next.
How do we blend, the need for development and the tax base that goes with it, with the need to improve our quality of life?
Andrew McDonald rallied against the arena, but says he's not anti-development. His idea for this space would be open space with recreational opportunities.
We have to talk about all of it, and I think in an open and transparent way.
Maybe something entertainment-wise would be a benefit to this area, just not something that's going to increase the traffic dramatically.
As ideas pick up, the city is working behind the scenes on a solution. Tonight, Alexandria Economic Development Partnership President and CEO Stephanie Landrum says entertainment is still a likely outcome.
It really does take us back to looking for some uses that people still travel to and gather in.
Whatever comes here next will be a fraction of the size of the monumental move, because this space across the street, currently a shopping center, likely not available to the city for the next 20 years, but it would have been a part of the monumental move.
The scale of what we can do is going to be much, much smaller.
So this land behind the fence, this is actually not owned by the city. It's owned by J.G.B. Smith, but Landrum says the city and J.G.B. Smith believe that they can work together to figure out what will come here. One thing that has been floated is the idea of a concert venue. You remember that was a part of the larger entertainment district at the center of the monumental move. Landrum did confirm one thing that will not be coming here, and that is a new home for the Washington Commanders. Reporting live in Potomac Yard, Max Marcella, DC News Now.